Who is he? Daredevil. Real name? Matt Murdock. Created by Stan Lee, Bill Everett. First appearance, Daredevil #1 in April 1st, 1964. This is how his origin goes. A boy named Matt Murdock lived in New York in a city called Hell's Kitchen with his father, Jack Murdock. Jack Murdock was also known as Battling Jack Murdock, a famous wrestler. Since that young age, Matt was always pushed harder to do well in school so he wouldn't have to fight like his father did. Jack had a good life at wrestling, until at some point he decided to go work for a mobster named the Fixer, while also wrestling at the same time. Matt did not know about his father working for the Fixer, and his father knew that if Matt ever found out about this, it would break his heart. Many times when his father was gone in the house, Matt would train himself in using his father's equipment. Matt's life was so far, well, going good, until one day when he was walking home, he noticed a blind man crossing the street. And a truck was approaching the blind man. The truck was carrying a bunch of toxic chemicals. So, Matt jumps into the way of the blind man, pushing him out of the road. Unfortunately, some of the chemicals spilled from the truck and landed directly at Matt's eyes, making him go blind. But the chemicals didn't just make the man go blind. And increase his other senses, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. Matt could also still see, but not with his eyes, but a new ability he gained from the chemicals called radar sense, which allows him to see stuff still, but it only allowed him to see the outlines of stuff. At some point when Matt got older, all his studying and working hard in school paid off, and he went to Columbia to study law. At some point he met a man named Foggy Nelson, who was his roommate, and they became best friends. At some point, Matt learned about a big wrestling competition his father and another guy. So Matt decided to get tickets for him and Foggy Nelson to go see it. You'd think it would just be a normal wrestling match, wouldn't it? Nope. You see, at this point in time, Matt's father is still working for the Fixer, and the fights were all fixed, so designed for his father to lose every time. But, considering his son was in the audience, he didn't want to lose in front of his son. So, he disobeyed the Fixer and won the fight. Of course, his son was happy for him, but the Fixer wasn't. So when walking home from the wrestling match that night, the Fixer killed him. Matt was so upset and wanted to get justice for his father. At some point, Matt and Foggy graduated from Columbia, started their own law firm as lawyers. But at the same point in time, Matt still wanted to avenge his father's death. So, he took matters into his own hands, making a costume for himself and then going on the hunt for the man who killed his father, the Fixer, and defeating him, and putting a stop to the Fixer's crimes once and for all. But at that point, Matt decided to keep on doing this, and become a hero over Hell's Kitchen, because Hell's Kitchen needs a hero for the hell that it goes through every day. So, at that point forward, he became Daredevil. Now that's not all of Daredevil's origin. You see, later on in the years, in the Frank Miller storyline called Daredevil, the Man Without Fear, more of Daredevil's origin will be revealed. In this storyline, his origin was kind of slightly changed from the one back in 1964. Some of the differences include this. Instead of Matt training himself, he was actually trained by someone else. He was trained by another blind man named Stick. Stick is the one who taught him how to fight even though he was blind. He's also the one who taught him how to use radar sense instead of the toxic chemicals I was giving him the ability of radar sense. Of course, when he was in some way a man, he decided to become Daredevil and avenge his father's death. It's also been said in many different storylines that it's said that the Kingpin was actually the one who killed Matt's father for working for the Kingpin. So when he actually won the match, it was actually the Kingpin who got pissed, and so he decided to kill Matt's father. Looking at Daredevil's powers, Daredevil has a multitude of different powers and abilities, including his brow sense, of course. His hearing also is one of his abilities. His hearing is so good, he can hear even a person's heartbeats, even a person whispering, even if they're not that close to Daredevil himself. His touching sense is also increased, allowing him to be able to know whatever he touches, including in the words on a book, so he can still read. His touch ability also allows him to feel temperature change. He can also smell people sweating off their body in case they ever got nervous. So smell gunpowder and able to track it for about 50 feet. Since he can listen to people's heartbeats even and tell when they're sweating, it allows him to tell when someone's lying or telling the truth, which makes him a really good lawyer. He also has an incredible agility and reflexes that are even better than acrobatic specialists. Of course, Daredevil also has a weakness. His weakness is basically, any one of his new increased senses. You see, because as his hearing, touch, and even smell are more increased now, he's more sensitive to sound and odor and much of other things. If he gets bombarded with too much sound, Daredevil can be immobilized. Of course, Daredevil also carries weapons on him, which are usually 2 small staffs or 1 big staff that he can even sometimes separate. And that's it. That's the origin of Daredevil. Thank you all for watching this video. And we did this origin of Daredevil to get you all ready for the premiere of Daredevil tomorrow. So I hope you guys like to please like, comment, favorite, and subscribe for more videos coming away. And I'll catch you guys all later. Bye.